Welcome to FutureScope, where imagination meets innovation. Step into tomorrow, today.
In this video, we explore what happens when the internet disappears forever in 2080. Let's see.
When the backbone of communication dies, chaos spreads faster than signals ever did. Money becomes meaningless when the digital world holding it together disappears.
Modern travel falls apart the moment the sky loses its digital eyes.
Smart cities suddenly became powerless cities.
Medicine returns to human hands when machines go silent.
When the world's memory disappears, so do people's savings.
Information stops flowing, and fear fills the silence.
Technology collapses, but human instinct to connect remains.
In the darkness of a disconnected planet, even one signal brings hope.
When the ocean's digital veins stopped pulsing, the world above felt the shock instantly.
Down here, in the quiet dark, life lit the wreckage and moved in, as if the sea itself were taking.
A planet built on digital coordination falls apart when guidance disappears.
Machines built to run forever suddenly became lifeless metal. Sparks fell from silent arms and the factory's heartbeat stopped. Now, with only human hands, we fight to bring the line.
Unique education rewound a century in a single hour. Automation failed, and gravity took control.
A world built on convenience suddenly faced the weight of collapse. The future of food depends on signals. And in 2080, the signals vanished. Law enforcement becomes blind when the digital eyes of society close.
Humanity's loudest moment came from the sudden quiet of every device. And in that silence, the world finally heard itself.
When the future collapses, the past becomes priceless.
In a world without the internet, survival depends on the oldest forms of connection. Keep your radio tuned to this frequency for instructions, updates, and hope. You are not alone.
A city built on light became a shadow of itself in seconds.
When the systems guiding daily life collapsed, so did convenience. In its place, a sudden quiet, unfamiliar and full of questions.
News stopped, not because nothing happened, but because nothing could be sent.
Electricity survived, but the intelligence behind it disappeared. In the vacuum of silence, muscle and metal took over.
This was the moment humanity realized the blackout was permanent.
Knowledge shrank to whatever could be printed on paper. But in the hush between turning pages, we found entire worlds still waiting to be explored.
Without the network, even the most powerful armies became ordinary.
Luxury vanished the moment technology went silent. Holograms froze. Voices we trusted for decades blinked out. Climate walls stopped breathing, and for the first time in years, families had to learn to breathe on their own.
When the cloud disappeared, so did the world's soundtrack. And in the quiet, we reached for something we could hold.
The silence reached beyond Earth, into the stars themselves.
Disasters didn't stop. Only our ability to respond did. Security became a prison when technology failed. Now, digital keys were useless, biometrics scans a dead language. The only way out of their own fortress was through steel they swore could never be broken.
The supply chain shattered the moment the world's digital brain went dark. Robotic cranes froze mid-operation. Sorting yards turned into maze-like tombs of steel.
Brilliant minds stood powerless without the tools they once commanded. Around them, solutions to pandemics, climate collapse, hunger, frozen in silence. The future had paused.
A generation raised by screens lost its teachers in an instant.
The oceans grew wider when guidance vanished.
Universal. Humanity's memory erased by silence.
Food production collapsed when the machines feeding billions stopped. To explore the eutangerate agriculture.
When the record of humanity vanished, so did certainty.
The most powerful people on Earth faced a world they no longer understood.
Automation died instantly, leaving industries stranded in silence.
Without the digital shield, the world became vulnerable overnight.
Truth became harder to find when information lost its voice. Screens fell silent, headlines were scrawled by hand, and old cameras strained to keep a signal.
Homes, built for convenience, became traps of their own design.
Humanity reached for the stars, only to lose the connection that kept them alive.
The smallest tasks became impossible when the invisible network disappeared. One swipe, no signal. One beep, silence. And suddenly millions were left standing still.
Clean water became a luxury when digital control evaporated.
Smart homes became powerless monuments to a lost era.
Knowledge returned to paper when the world's digital memory vanished. Search bars went dark, and we turned back to pages that had been waiting. Dust rose like breath from forgotten shelves.
In a silent world, even the faintest transmission becomes priceless. So we come here, miles of sand behind us, just to send a message that we still exist. One tower
begins at the ruins of the systems we once depended on.
Above the Earth, humanity rekindles the silent machines that once connected us.
A new kind of technology rises. Simple enough to survive, strong enough to connect.
When digital collapsed, human voices found new paths to reach each other. And in the hiss of the airwaves, neighborhoods learned to speak again.
Humanity unites to rebuild what was lost, connection by connection.
Innovation accelerates, and survival depends on it.
That hope spreads the same way the Blackout once did, but in reverse. A safer, stronger network is born from the lessons of disaster.
This is how humanity rose again, rebuilding, reconnecting, and reclaiming the world it once lost. A single, resilient signal born of wire and wave.
For the first time since the collapse, humanity listens together.